Houston, Texas, June 1965, a sweltering summer day, Father's Day. But not for the Rogers family. Something was terribly wrong. In their quiet Montrose neighborhood, neighbors hadn't seen Fred Rogers or his wife Edwina for days. Concern grew. A nephew, Marvin, was worried. He called the police. He had a key, but something stopped him at the door. A feeling or a smell, faint but unmistakable. On June 23rd, police arrived. Driscoll Street, number 1815. A neat house, but inside, a horror waited. They knocked. Silence. They used the nephew's key. The door creaked open. The house was quiet. Too quiet. An eerie silence clung to the furniture, to the walls. No signs of a struggle. Everything seemed in place, almost. But that strange odor, faint at first, now stronger. What was it? Where was it coming from? The officers moved cautiously, drawn by an unseen dread, into the shadows, into the unknown. Their search led them to the kitchen. It was tidy. Nothing seemed out of place, except for one thing, the refrigerator. A large, old-fashioned General Electric icebox. It hummed with a secret, a terrible, cold secret. An officer reached for the handle. He pulled it. The seal broke with a soft hiss, open. And then, the unimaginable. Not milk, not leftover casserole. Inside, a scene of pure horror, neatly stacked, wrapped in cellophane, like cuts of meat from a butcher shop. Human remains, Fred and Edwina Rogers, their final, terrible resting place, their bodies dismembered, carefully, methodically, with chilling precision, placed in the vegetable crisper bins, arranged on the shelves, stored, as if they were common household food items. The cold preserved them, in a grotesque tableau, a sight to sear itself into memory, to haunt dreams, forever. It was a discovery that would shock a city, then a nation, the sheer brutality, the cold, clinical precision. Who could do such a thing? Investigators swarmed the small house looking for clues, for answers. One striking detail emerged. No signs of forced entry. The doors were locked, the windows secure. Whoever did this likely had a key, or was welcomed inside, by Fred or Edwina. This suggested someone known to the victims, someone they trusted, and then, another piece of the puzzle. Fred and Edwina had a son, Charles Frederick Rogers, 43 years old. He lived with them, in that very house, but Charles was gone, vanished, as if into thin air. No note, no trace. His presence, suddenly an absence, a gaping hole in the story. His room was checked, undisturbed mostly, his belongings mostly there, but Charles himself, nowhere, to be found. Had he met the same fate, or was he the perpetrator? The police thought so. The timeline was murky. The questions kept coming. Theories swirled almost immediately. Charles Rogers. He wasn't just any son, he was a geophysicist, intelligent, quiet. Some said eccentric, a loner, he had a pilot's license, he owned a small plane. Could he have flown away, escaped? It seemed plausible. Mexico. That was the theory that gained the most traction. So close after all. Just a flight away, a place to disappear. Reports surfaced, whispers of sightings. A man matching Charles's description. Seen here, seen there, south of the border. But were these sightings credible? The trail quickly went cold. Then, the more outlandish whispers. Charles involved with the CIA, secret government work. Could this crime be connected to something bigger, financial troubles? The why remained as elusive as Charles himself. Years turned into decades, slowly, inexorably. 1965 faded into memory, but the Icebox Murders did not. The case remained open, active, a cold case. Charles Rogers was never found, never apprehended. No body, no confession, no definitive proof of his guilt or his innocence. Just an absence, a void, a question mark hanging over decades. Was he a cunning, ruthless killer, or was he too a victim? The questions hung in the air, unanswered, lingering like a ghost. The house on Driscoll Street still stands, a silent witness, a monument to an unspeakable crime. Neighbors changed, the city grew, but the story lingered. A chilling reminder of the darkness beneath ordinary surfaces, the kind of story that sends a shiver down your spine. The mystery endures, decades later, unsolved. Perhaps we will never know the full truth.